All right, this video is for the male models. I know there's not a lot of content that you see as a male model that's going to help you improve your modeling, your posing, or your runway walk. This video right here is going to show you how to walk as a male model and some things that you need to keep in mind so that you can walk down that runway with confidence. All right, first thing I want to cover is the arms. You're either swinging them too much or you're not swinging them at all. If you're swinging them too much, obviously this can give you too much motion on the runway. It can be a bit distracting to the audience, and the designers that you walk for are not going to like that. You want to give your arms a nice fluid motion so that everything just feels normal. Don't overextend and don't underdo it either. The second mistake that men make on the runway is by not swinging their arms at all. They're just straight down to the body. It makes them feel just robotic and they're like a statue. It probably comes from nervousness, so you want to bring up that confidence and just have a smooth walk that just looks normal. All right, now let's talk about pacing. Sometimes if you're nervous or you're feeling anxiety because it's your first show or there's a large audience more than what you're used to, you can have the habit of walking too fast, which doesn't give the audience enough time to look at the clothing. It can also mess up the timing of the rest of the models in your lineup. So when you're walking, give yourself a nice steady pace. Don't walk too fast and don't walk too slow. Just have a normal pace to your walk. Having a normal walking pace can also help with the appearance of confidence. All right, another mistake that male models make is just by walking with bad posture. You want to make sure that you're not hunched over, that your head's not down. You want to give a feeling of confidence. So act like there's a metal rod just going straight up your body and your posture is erect. You want to have your shoulders back and your chin up straight. One thing that's also going to help with this is having a central place for your eyes to make contact with. You don't want to be looking all around at all the audience members or all the photographers. You want to keep your eyes straight. A general rule that I like to have is look the same direction that your nose is facing. You're facing this direction, your eyes are not going to be pointed to the left or right. You're looking straight down the middle. And you can make eye contact directly with the main photographer that's right in front of you, or you can look right above that photographer, or even pick an audience member that is right down the middle of that runway and maintain eye contact with them the entire time. This can also help the audience feel engaged with you as the model and the runway experience. Right, here's an example of a good walk that you can follow as well. I'm going to start with my feet about shoulders width apart, and I'm going to keep my feet in the same straight direction that I am walking in. I have my posture up, my chest is out, and my shoulders are back, and I'm ready to walk. All right, now for your poses at the end of the runway, if you are posing on that particular runway, I know that some runway shows don't have any posing. It's one continuous long walk. So we're going to talk about both aspects of those. First of all, if you are posing on the runway, it's very simple. You want to stop and make sure that you are still in that upright and erect position. To give yourself a more masculine and powerful look on the runway, when you are posing at the end of that runway, you want to make sure you are still squared off. Act as if that you are walking into a flat wall and your entire body from head to toe cannot move forward anymore. So you are going to come to an abrupt stop. You're going to do one pose, foot back, and then bring your other leg over the other to turn around and go back the other direction. So one more time, let me show you that. I'm coming up to a flat wall. My whole body is stopped from head to toe. I'm going to the side, pose one, pose two, step back, over, and keep walking. It should be very, very simple to do this. One more time. Flat wall, pose, pose, foot back, over and step and keep walking. Another way that you can pivot and turn and walk back down the runway is by still walking into that flat surface imaginary wall that we talked about earlier. And now you're going to do a 2-step walk backwards. So let me show you by example. We're going to walk up to a flat wall. I'm going to start walking backwards 2 steps, and then I'm going to turn. Another thing to keep in mind is that the runway is not all about you. It's about the brand or the designer that you are walking for and showing off those clothes or those garments to the best of your ability. This is why you want to keep your poses simple and clean. You don't need to put your hands in your hair. You don't need to squat down low. You don't need to do too much at all. You're really just maybe pulling on the jacket, putting a hand in the pocket, and you're off and you're on your way. When you're walking down that runway, make sure your pockets are empty. So if you have your phone or your wallet, make sure you take these things out before you hit that runway, especially during casting calls, because you want your pants or the garments of the designer that you're wearing to have that clean and smooth look without a bulgy pocket that's distracting and can be unprofessional to the audience or even the designer. All right, fellas, I hope this video helped you bring more confidence to your runway walk. I look forward to seeing your videos. If you want to tag me on Instagram, and I'll check them out. I'll give you feedback if you like it, or if there's any tips that I didn't cover that you think would be helpful, go ahead and put them in the comment section. And until next time, keep walking.